All right, now we're live. Heads up, everybody. How are you doing today? There's a lot going on.
What's up, guys? Divine Sorcerer
From
here with
what we are up to, how we're doing it with the Divine Sorcerer today. I'm Brian. This is the tarot card I just pulled. Dude in a funny hat sitting on a desk smoking a pipe. What is Mike doing? Smoking a pipe on a desk in a funny hat. And so that brings us into the topic of discussion for today. The manifestation of literal events concurrent with tarot card manifestation. What do I mean by that? I mean, in simple terms, what's going on with Mike reflected in the tarot cards simultaneously. So yesterday we went through, after we did the primary live, and we were going through the past couple of days of divination, right?
Yep.
And so you mentioned yesterday in the live that you did a protection spell on the ring, right?
Yes, I did.
So the day of the protection spell, when you're asking me about this thing and these other kinds of things, would you roll that clip?
You can't ask me which video that was on. I got 4 videos.
That was Sunday's video.
Sunday's video.
Yeah.
Okay, I
so
believe that's this one then.
that's the 16th.
I don't have the 16th. I had the 15th. And then remember, I skipped a day.
Right, but you had the photograph of it. So can you pull the photograph of
Yeah, let me bring up my Facebook.
the 16th and the 17th, and we can just go from there. We don't have to roll the clip. But we can just compare back and forth. Because this was really cool. When you're doing divination on yourself using the 9-card pull that you do, you use 3 tarot decks, right?
Yes.
And so the use of the 3 different perspectives, the lenses, is to create meaning that's not able to be misconstrued as, well, that shouldn't. The probability of that occurring becomes drastically less over a period. Like, we could do the math of probability and we could break down how the likelihood and the randomness of 1 card out of 78. So 1 out of 78 times 1 out of 78 times 1 out of 78. Like, it becomes like fractional mechanics. And that sort of shit is unnecessary to know at the beginning stages. Right?
All right, I'm looking for it. I think I sent it to you. Did I send it to you?
You sent it to me, so if you want me to pull it up, I can do that.
Yeah, because I don't remember in which folder. I have like a terabyte drive, so like things go into this computer. I can't tell you where they go after that.
Okay, so it was this one. There was so it was this image. Share screen. So this was the Monday image of your tarot spread. Okay. And so this card right here, the 8 of Swords,
Yes.
is your signifier for the self.
Right.
Right?
Yes, because the top 3 are morning, afternoon, and evening. And then you'll have 4 and 5, which are the 2 underneath them. One is self. The left-hand side is self. Yep. And then the right-hand side is challenge.
And the secondary one under the challenge card. Who's the influence?
Challenging source. That's the challenging source.
The back one.
No, the first one is the challenge. The back one.
Okay, so the back one is the challenge, and then you have the challenging source here.
Right. And then on the other side, you have self and then weakness.
That's the self, and then this is the weakness.
Right.
Okay. Do you know where you put the clip from yesterday's video?
Yesterday's video.
Yeah, the one you sent me yesterday morning that showed that you pulled the same card. Like yesterday's Terror Share?
Yeah, I have. Yesterday was what?
The 17th.
17th. Yeah, I have yesterday's right here.
Yeah, let's roll clip on that.
Okay, it's the very last video. Hold on.
Perfect.
Hold on. Here we go. Here we go, guys.
So Sunday, he gets the card for interference. Saturday, he casts the spell of protection on it. And so for 2 days, he's wearing the ring while doing divination. So in order to be able to try to determine what is the self, there's interference,
Right.
which is delicious. And this is how you can verify spells in process.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you're doing a spread every day and you're trying to see how the results of your spellcraft is occurring. This is an example of that. So I'll shut up. Please roll the clip. Let's do this thing, bro.
Good morning, brothers, sisters, friends, family. Those that want to learn tarot. We're going to learn tarot again today. My tarot. As you've seen over the last couple of videos, they are in line with everything I'm accomplishing. So we're now for another day. Morning. Afternoon. Same afternoon as yesterday. And evening. We've got self.
There it is.
We've got challenge. Notice the pinky. Got our oracle card. Back here to weakness. And then we go to the challenging source. The action to take. And the outcome. All right, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what this says, guys. Interesting cards laid out. You guys can see the cards. We've got morning, afternoon, evening, self, challenge, weakness, challenging source, advice card, outcome take, or action take, outcome. All right, so we start with the morning card. It is the Four of Cups. Beautiful pro card. Four of Cups means the crow in the tree pays no attention to the cup in the sky, nor has any interest in discovering the contents of the cups below. He sits detached from his community, unmotivated to do much of anything. That sounds like smart. And is bored by yet another shiny object. The Four of Cups speaks to a time of depression and inability to find anything to be excited about. You may be in a time of self-imposed darkness, whether it is from a disappointment or a bad relationship. The Four of Cups asks that you go inward and look for what brought you to this place of discomfort or discontentment. It also may be a good time to take stock of all the things that have been going well, as that is the quickest way to rise a low spirit. All right, that's one. Same card as yesterday in the afternoon, which is the Two of Cups. The crows of the two of cups share the energy of water traveling between the two cups and they divided apart. Between them is a caduceus, symbolizing negotiation and partnership. The two of cups may represent a new romantic relationship and may also foretell of a robust and confident business relationship. Together, the pair is balanced and equally satisfied and share a unified vision. Similar to the Lover's card, the Two of Cups denotes the karmic connection, although it does not necessarily mean a romantic one. While upright, the Two of Cups offers a harmonious partnership, whether business related or personal related. Reversed, you are finding it a challenge.
That feels like witchcraft radio right there. Because that's what we did yesterday afternoon for you. Is like we did the witchcraft radio, and it was like there's the challenge of like, okay, well, this is what we're all doing. This is where we're all at.
Exactly. Yep. The crow flies swiftly through the air on currents of energy brought by the 8 wands. Okay. The card brings with it a vitality of spirits. Do not hesitate. Now it is the time to act. The power of this card is vibrant and expansive. The narrow focus will not serve you at this time. You need to be able to see the big picture because the energy is moving quickly. The message of the 8 of Wands is that it is essential to ensure that every task is completed before moving on to the next item on your to-do list. In contrast, when reversed, and it's not reversed, so we don't have to worry about it, it's reversed.
So, hey, could you pause for a sec?
Yeah.
Fun fact is that I did the count of all the people that were there in chat yesterday. So there was 4 of us, right? Like that were primarily interacting, and we had up to 4 viewers commenting in the chat below. And so it's like that energy of acting quickly was ATL, Transparency News. It was, anybody who was interacting with us, with Harold. It was the stuff that we followed up with afterwards in private chat. It's like, bam, for the late evening. It's like, that was there. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
So cool to reflect on these the day after to see what about this occurred.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I try to tell people to, try it for a week. Try this for a week. You know what I mean? See if it works for you. Because you can start to get a lot of information. Not. Is that me or you?
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, that was you. All right. But you can get a lot of information. You can use that information to guide you through the day, just as I did that day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The cards are very forthcoming if you get to know them and bond with them.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, let's continue. Doc might join us.
Okay, cool. Toby and Alex and them more than likely.
Yeah.
Can come too.
Let me drop the link in there.
Which is, of course, interference.
All the witches come out wherever you are.
Yes. Come out and play. Eight of Swords. Interference, which is hoed in the suit of air. Had to look at my Kabbalah chart.
Yeah, why memorize what you can write down? Hey guys, what's happening?
Jupiter.
I apologize that I thought I told you all that my wife had a doctor's appointment yesterday. That's
no.
and I did. So that is my my fuckery. I apologize.
You're good, man. You're good. Is she doing all right?
Yeah, it was just her pain medicine appointment. Fucking. That's it. I'm shaving my head. I am shaving my fucking head. Getting shit caught in my hair. So I remembered something last night that I figured you all might find interesting.
What's up?
If you get like bat's blood ink or dragon blood ink, or any of those,
Hey,
You're breaking up. I can't.
hey, your audio is all screwy.
you fill in,
Hey, Doc, your audio is all screwy.
what the hell?
Your audio, all screwy. And you're frozen.
Robot, is it me?
Yeah, you're frozen.
And I'm frozen?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. If I move my phone too much, then it might. There. Am I frozen anymore?
No, you
No,
good.
You're good. All right, let's try that again.
Alright.
So, bat's blood ink.
Okay. If you get like any of those types of inks, bat's blood, dragon's blood, anything like that. See, this is something I used to do back in the 90s. I'd go to the dollar store, get really cheap ballpoint pens, empty the ink out of the pens, which is a bitch to do. You gotta like boil it out and everything. It's just it's a bitch to do. But once you do that, you take a syringe and you start filling the cartridge with the thickened bat's blood or dragon's blood or anything like that. That way, if you ever needed to write in a sigil real fucking quick, you didn't have to worry about carrying everything around.
That's a good way to go. That's an interesting craft project. I used to use the calligraphy pens with the squeezy things where you could fill it up with your own kind of ink.
Yep.
Yeah, I found some of those for cheap, and I used to use those as a way to get around with like there's a couple of pens that you carry in your pocket with you. You know, it's like yay pocket protectors for a reason because you don't want magical shit fucking up your clothing. But you know,
you may get the color stain out, but I'm not so sure about what the magic is that you're gonna do. Right?
I mean, you know, it's like you think too much and you sweat, and then bam, magic. But like, you know, if you don't mind being part of the pocket protector crew, because those fucking pens leak, that ballpoint pen idea, now that is fire.
Yeah, see, that was my problem, is because of the whole leaky pen thing.
Right.
That's why I'm like, you do it with that. And especially if you do it to sign magical contracts, yeah.
I know a craft project that we're going to have to do on Craft Radio one of these days. Planetary pens.
Ooh.
Planetary pens. I like that.
So my girl's
I
right
just got
now.
to remember the thickening agent I used. And it was something for what?
Gum Arabic.
Gum Arabic.
It might have been that, or I might have used gelatin.
I mean, wouldn't gelatin work? Technically speaking.
Yeah, that's what it's because the whole thing is trying to find everything. Basically, I was a dollar store pagan. Everything on my altars, everything I got at the dollar store because I was homeless. So when in homeless, do as the homeless do.
Right.
So I like, for example, one thing I learned when I was on the Swanee River, when I was doing the Swanee River kayak, pulled over to camp for one night, and all of a sudden, fucking pickup truck pulls up. They didn't realize I was there because I was cowboy camping, and it was so warm of a night that I didn't want to fire. I saw them doing a ritual, and for their goddess statue, they used a 50 cal, and for their god statue, they used a 50 cal, and for their goddess statue, they used like a 234. And I just thought that was fucking incredible. You know?
That's an interesting piece of magic right there.
This is what
your
I'm.
weapons and you know, it's the thing about fuck. Okay. That's neat.
See, if that's something you want me to write down as my practical, like my dollar store magic, I will. I can
Yes.
write that down.
Yes, because there is some
Right.
shit about the dollar store that is amazing.
I think we should make that a witchcraft radio thing. For all
Yeah,
the people.
Doc, let's
There's
get
a
you
lot
your
of
own.
people. There's a lot of people like.
Okay, can I? If you want to do it now, let me go. Actually, like, go get more zoot and actually put a shirt on instead of a robe. Because if it goes live, then I don't want.
We have been live for the last 20 minutes.
Live, bro. You've been live the whole
Oh.
time. Oops, sorry.
Wizard in his bathrobe, like fucking magic in any hour.
All we need is just Pony playing in the background, and you're Gucci.
Okay. Okay, never mind then. All right. So if you want to do something crafty, first thing you do is at the dollar store. Usually they sell like 150 a pack of 150 big pins for $1.50, sometimes $2 now thanks to inflation. But you get that, and what you do is you boil them. You don't like make the water boil. You just got to have it hot enough that the ink will just naturally seep out, and you just leave it there until it seeps out, and then put it back in the container or the case and swirl it around. Make sure there's no ink left in it. Now, after that, you get your inks, whatever kind of ink you want. You want to get the dragon's blood ink, you can do that. Everything like that. That's all the same texture. But what you're gonna want to do is take just a pinch of gelatin or the gum Arab, and just a little pinch at a time until it's thick, not gelatin-y, just thick, but not super thick, like pin ink thick. You'll everyone who's had a pin explode knows how thick pin ink is, or when you write it for the first time, there's that blob. You know how thick pin ink is. Well, after that, you take a syringe, and you suck up the ink that you've just created. Let it cool first. Forgot that part. Always make sure you let it cool first, because sometimes it may be a little too tacky, and you may have to add either a little bit, not more ink, but a little bit of more ink. But if you have any like rainwater or anything like that, just to make sure it's the right consistency, and you want it all the same consistency, so you can get it easily into the syringe. Then once you get it in the syringe, you put it into the opening of the pin, that the cartridge of the pin that is empty, and then slowly, and I do mean slowly, push the ink in. All right. Then put the little cap put it back in the case, put the cap back on the end, and just scribble with it for a couple minutes on a page. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to make sure that the ink and the ball are connected and flowing properly.
Yeah, that's cool. Back in San Diego, before I came out to St. Louis, I had the syringes that I was using for the injection of like the different alcohols into fruits, because I was experimenting with what would happen if you could put like the animated extract of gin, which is juniper, and the many different herbs that goes into it, right? And you could conjure
I love gin. Gin is one of my favorite things.
vital essences.
I love gin.
And stick it into fruits and use for offerings, right? And so if you've got these kinds of things where you can implant the different spirits into the ink pen as a way to use it, right? One of the ways that I found worked really good is that they had these really cool metal sets at Target for like $10, right? They're like great for homeless people. They're great for if you want to have witchcraft experiments and you want to do it on the cheap and you want to be able to have disposable crockery. They were all food safe stainless steel plates that would come in this little carrier that you could use to do this kind of experiment with if you didn't want to use your
Also works for van life.
What's that?
It also works for van life too.
It does. It does. And Target still sells those. Like I check up on that. Like I need to get a set for
There's
here.
not very
So when
many
I get,
targets up here.
what was that?
There's not very many targets up here anymore.
Well, you can find it on their website too. So if you shop online,
Oh, of course,
yeah,
mostly
they can
online
manage it.
stores. They don't have very many physical stores anymore.
so that could be a thing that we could get built out too as part of the community development stuff. Is we could get funnels for set up so where we get people into classes and then as a payment for the classes that goes into the donations for these kits for homeless folks or that we can give out on the streets or what have you, so that this stuff has a useful item that can be used for witchcraft or just regular survival needs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They can hear you.
Yeah, but the other thing that I loved about these pens is what I would do is I turned myself into what I called a living altar.
Mm-hmm.
If I needed an athame, it would be drawn on me. If I needed the herbs, I would draw the symbol of the herb or the herb to the best of my ability and call forth the essence through that. Same thing with metals. I would write down the alchemical metals and on different areas of my body. Think of like an acupuncture chart. Like, but you would assign different meanings. Like your arms, and it's solely to each individual person who does it. It's like your arms would represent vitality, both giving and taking. Your left arm would be like riches and fame, or poor or infamy, depending on how you want to use your magics. Over your hearts, you could strengthening the will or weakening the will of others, making sure that your enemies suffer or making sure that your allies get boons. It all depends on what you feel each part of your body represents. But because you had the magical connection through the ink, you could reach in through the ether. And if you were familiar with the herbs or the metals, this is also part of the craftsman. This is one of the first craftsman rituals I came up with, is the living altar, because we craftsmen craft life into things. So therefore, we are our own living altar.
Right.
So the first part of Forgecraft is learning to awaken yourself in such a way that you can awaken yourself as a different object.
Oh, he's not giving up.
And that way, like, say I want to work really well with one of my hammers. Say my mini Ulner is giving me trouble, right? Not striking very well with it. It's not wanting to hit as hard as I know it should be. I can take the time to awaken myself as a hammer to connect with Mini Ulner and find out what the problem is and strengthen my bond with it. And it's very much like an awakening spell. But instead of just awakening, you commune with and get a much deeper relation, like a true friendship with it.
It kind of reminds me of the awakening and how we awaken our items. And we can talk. It allows us to talk to them and see what's the problem. If there's a problem that needs to be done, or if they want something or they need something.
Mm-hmm. But the thing with Forge Magic is the one mentality. If you do this, if you go the path of the Forge, there is no more master and servant. There are partners. There are equals until you feel your path has finished and the pact is complete.
Exactly.
And you treat them with kindness. You can make a partnership with them and treat them like shit, and then they can treat you like shit.
That's how you get cursed weapons.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can get cursed weapons by asking for them too.
Well, yeah, there's that too. But
So
unintentionally making a cursed weapon is, I feel, is a bit worse because you should have been in control.
yeah, I have a story. I have story time for an accidental cursed weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yay, story time! Everyone, let's get our popping corn.
Witchcraft story time.
Story time. So in junior high, back when it was legal to take weapons to the theater department so that they would have live blades to use, because styrofoam didn't exist as much like they do today, like the LARP weapons and stuff. They didn't have that. So it's like, well, I have a knife collection I was trying to build, and so I offered to the school. Well, it was this little double-sided black-handled knife at about, small size, like 4-inch blade. But it wound up going into the left hand of one of the kids because of an accident. And our school was in the side of the church, and everything was holy ground, or it was deconsecrated holy ground for where the school was, but it was still unsanctified, like energetics, like that thing had some wacky fucking energy to it.
Oh. Guess what we can do? Because I had yet to do it because of all the shit that's happened. I can turn on my furnace, and I settled on the final version of your blade.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
I figured a crisp blade would be nice.
That's neat.
That's
So
beautiful.
this is the final version, so I can cast it today.
Oh, that's epic.
So,
Thank you.
let me finish drinking my tea real quick and smoke another bowl. I will then turn on the fire, which will mean it'll probably be 1 o'clock.
Take about. Oh well, what time is it?
So 1 o'clock is no 1 o'clock's not Venus.
For today, let me check.
Today's Tuesday. With my notebook all the way over there.
Principal hours 1 p.m. I love it. I opened the book right to the fucking page. Spring equinox to the summer solstice is Aries and Mars. So yeah, it's the right hour.
Yep, perfect. That shall be done.
I appreciate you.
I'm gonna turn the
excellent job knowing your timing. Like, now the question is, Doc, did you plan that, or is this just synchronous timing?
Both.
It was planned at one point, and then just ended up being
planned at one point. No. It was planned at one point, but because my concept of time is on a skewed version of reality,
okay,
it's a hit or miss.
Well, and what's fun is that we're just having a conversation, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we can do it at this right hour of today, and boom, there it is.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Where'd you go, bitch?
It's the same thing with the Divine Sorcerer the other day when, it's like, it just happened to be the first hour of Sagittarius, and the the exact time that was necessary to interact with that particular spirit, and boom, there it was.
Boom, there it was. Boom, there it was. A little louder.
Careful, even if it's off key. I think we can't. What's
Oh
copyright?
yeah, I forgot copyright strikes. Yeah. It was such a good song, though.
It was.
I know how I can do this. Aha! Do it the wrong way. Oh, there's the thing I was looking for. Start un canis disco.
See, do you remember back one of the first Britney Spears CDs was this pink CD and it had a computer program at the end of it. It was one of the first ones that paired music with a computer program, so it gave somebody something to do.
You're right and you're wrong. Aerosmith did it first.
Aerosmith did it first? Fucking yeah.
Wait, there was a computer programming on it?
Yes. And I was just thinking, like, with Britney Spears music, like, well, not necessarily Britney Spears, but with your music, Omen Star. Like, if we could pair like some sort of software program with music in the front that, they could listen, they get an album drop with the software, like kind of like what Apple did like years ago, but not so like, here, we're gonna force feed you YouTube.
Right. I mean, not. Yeah.
Wait, where the fuck?
Listen to it roar.
Right?
First blacksmith I ever met was at Renaissance for the kingdom I was in.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah, he would repair. I've seen him repair a sword that was broken 4 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he kept yelling. He kept yelling at the prince because the prince kept breaking it. The sword was. The prince told me that this is the sword he plans to be buried with. Everybody wants to know who he's going to pass it off to. He's like, nah, I'm being buried with it.
Jeez.
All right, gentlemen. There is fire burning and metal melting.
Fabulous.
Excellent.
So, Doc, would you be interested in possibly figuring out a way that we could come together at fair and have you use your blacksmith stuff to be making time for people to like schedule and have their blades made? Like if we could get blades made to specific hours and times, would you be willing to be one of our makers for that?
I can, as long as they're small blades, then yeah. If they're wanting like a sword, that sword usually takes 4 or 5 hours.
So you would, by the time it would be finished, you'd have to time it exact, and you'd have to probably charge more for that.
Yeah, that would definitely be a higher investment. But could it be done to where you do it in 1 hour per block over a period of time, so that you get those specific influences in the corresponding days?
Yeah, I could definitely do that. Like make some before to sell.
Yeah.
Like each one was worked at this exact hour. That's fine. But then we could also have a like me doing a demonstration.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yep. But there are burn bans sometimes up here in Michigan. It gets hot up here in Michigan during the summer and fall seasons. It gets dry.
There's a burn ban right now, but I'm still still playing with fire. So.
Well, don't get the people to like get you a ticket for admitting that on camera on live stream. Like, don't get in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, luckily for me, it rained last night, like all night, so everything was still soft and wet.
Still strong, baby.
That's the only reason why I'd even think about attempting doing it.
You get pinched.
Remember, kids, safety second.
It's such a queen.
Bad. Bad.
Why? Oh yeah, local laws first. Ah, saved it. Thank.
Brian, was your Chihuahua very over dramatic?
No.
No. Yeah,
My
like
Chihuahua is
just a little
my
pinch.
Chihuahua
And
is
it
a
was,
Chihuahuas need a very strong sense of they know what they're doing at every moment.
this one just looks. When she wants to roughhouse, she definitely does. But it's like most of the other time, she's very docile and very.
So is my Chihuahua doesn't bark. Actually, I did it. She's barked 4 times, and it's each time she's barked, it's when Grandma knocks on the door. That's it.
Huh.
She's actually a Chihuahua miniature picture mix. So she's a meaty.
Yeah.
I tried to get her to come outside with me, and she was just looking at me like, "No, mommy's in bed asleep, and the bed is warm. I am not leaving. Fuck you."
I also noticed. So far, my dog's the only one who hasn't had a seizure yet out of the litter.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It happens with small dogs, so that's the sad part.
Yeah, I looked it up. Chihuahuas are very likely to have seizures. It's mostly if they're not careful with the light. Just they're light sensitive. They're also not very good at keeping themselves warm or cold.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you mix the dachshund with the Chihuahua. You get rid of the hip problem sometimes, but
Oh, hip dysplasia?
yep, that's what normally happens with a lot of Chihuahuas.
That's what happened.
I'm worried that my.
That's what happened with my dad's Goldens. All 3 of them had hip dysplasia.
That's what my girl's dog was born with. He was inbred, but when she got him, and he just had a really bad. He only walks on like 3 legs, but he'll run on 4. When he wants to run, he can run. He's a fast motherfucker. I tell you what, try to chase that motherfucker down. He comes home when he wants to.
That's interesting. You could make that, or if you ever wanted to screw with anybody in a way, kind of like Mirror Mask, if they ever ask you what runs on 3 legs in the morning or what walks on 4 legs in the morning and 3 legs in the afternoon, you say, well, do the opposite version of that, and it would be specific momentary reference only to this conversation. So those are like riddle passwords, so that only those in the know they know, and so it would keep,
It definitely would fuck someone up because it was you're using logic just as much as they are. Just the issue is with logic is perception.
Right. Whose perception is the logic from?
Exactly. Because everybody sees it differently. What societal logic and personal logic would dictate is 2 different things.
Right. And that becomes what is going to be the thing that allows you to recognize others that are doing the thing like you're doing it, or what's going to be the thing that will allow you to run counter to that so that you don't have to interact with that community, but you can create your own community.
Right.
And that's one of those fun facts of like, okay, well, these are things that we could hide away as Easter eggs for when we go to fair. So they come and speak the riddle. What runs on 3 legs in the morning and 4 legs at night? You know, and they get some sort of talisman or something like that. I don't know, something fun where we gamify it a little bit. But I'm loving the idea of having Doc with his blades there made in the planetary hours.
Morningstar says drug addicts are witchy. Well, I don't know about drug addicts, but medicinal medicine.
Yeah,
Witchy.
definitely medicine and witchy. Man, my back has been so foobarred for the last few days. Is like, no.
You
I
have
don't
back
want that
problems? I normally have my girlfriend step on my back. It helps get the inner touch that you need to help line it up on the deeper muscle level. I don't know. I just like people stepping all over me, I guess.
I mean, you know,
Look, for the body it feels nice. It's like having it's like a weighted blanket. You know how it just that pressure I don't know. It could just be the ADHD.
pressure is good. And you know, that's like those the use of like BDSM toys and things like that to create a sensory experience. So like if you like that kind of pressure, figuring out ways to seek it out, like those shiatsu massage places that have the gals that are up on the pole, like some of those movies where they're walking on the back, you know, like
Right. I'm probably gonna find some video.
Like, who do we need to talk to get a spa set up where that could be a thing?
She says we sound like Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, so will I.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a little bit of the dude.
The mold is complete.
Doc's here, however. Dave's not.
Yes, I am. I was fixing the mold. Sorry. Hey, I am in the middle of working on a gift for you, man. So stop laughing at me.
Who's laughing at you? I'm just enjoying the moment, man. Like this is great.
That is such an old animation though. Beavis and Butthead.
By the way, you want to know my biggest flex on the BDSM community?
What?
I've been in it since I was 7.
Oh God.
Interesting.
Like that's
my mother was a columnist for Fort Pierce Lifestyle magazine.
So you've just been around it since a young age.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. That makes sense.
That's cool.
I did go through my submissive master training at 14 though, so 14, 15.
Oof.
So I'm actually classically trained, motherfuckers.
That's different times, man. Different times.
That's the thing, Morningstar. Asking, so which disciplines are you experts within? Astrology, numerology, or palmistry? The thing with sorcery is that you're not going to find experts. You're going to find people that are doing a thing and that are researching it as deeply as they're able to find it. They'll spend months doing it, right? It's required to know master level concepts of astrology, numerology, alchemy, chemistry, biochemistry, physics, quantum physics. If you don't know the foundations of that,
string theory.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just really quick on the come up. You guys are able to explain it in a way where I don't necessarily need to know that stuff, but have an idea of a concept similar that can give me the same understanding, and I could have an intelligent conversation with you guys about it. It makes me feel included.
Yay, inclusion!
I was born gifted, but I've spent
never use me and intelligent conversation ever again. They just don't go together. I prefer an insane rambling. Thank you.
you know, and that's great that you were born gifted and you spent years studying. What have you spent years studying? With whom have you been studying it? Or with what? Like what sections of information, right? It's like right now we're using Sumerian based magics compiled from the Simon Necronomicon, which is a mirror book of the lesser key and the greater key of Solomon, with the planetary talismans, with the astrological talismans, with the 72 spirits. We're using history from the Nag Hammadi Codex. You know, we're using historical texts that we pull sample evocations from, using the same, or now we have AI generated languaging. We have the meaning for every letter of the language as AI understands it. So if we can,
think about it. Think about it like this. Remember the Molenden sigils? Everybody believed the Molenden sigils, I think that's how you pronounce it, were heretical because he made them in like 1894, so they weren't really like considered classical magi, but now they're widely adopted.
right.
So just because it's not working for some people, don't believe in it now, doesn't mean it in the future it won't be a concept that's commonly used.
Right.
Exactly.
And so the thing with like the decoding your reality, right? With what Logan is teaching over there, right? He's going into the breakdown alchemically with the numerological aspect, with the atomic weight of the most common version of that isotope of that element, so that you can track it back numerologically, back into the meaning, back into the planetary significator, back into the rest of the systems of magic.
I gotta start sitting in on that class.
Yeah, you can't generate links there, Mike?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm just like stoned sitting by, man. I'm on standby, like I'm high.
My back is screaming at me, so I'm here until I need to go lay down.
Cake, baby.
It hurts.
Yeah, I'm on Kratom too. I got Kratom coming too. So
Awesome. So come on up. You want to chat?
Come on in, water slime. Nobody's here but us weeds.
So see, I work with the chaos currents, right?
Okay.
So I'm working over there with the principles of ubiquity that Peter Carroll was discussing in the Octavo. Wiggle. She doesn't. Is that an anime girl?
Yeah, I have multiple, and I got one. Her. See if I can get that back on my camera. I got the sports waifu. These random stickers I got.
Okay.
And I got.
What did you like? One of them looked like they were actually in it. Is there actually one in the actual bong itself?
No. That'd be awesome though. They're just stickers I got off of AliExpress. I saw them. I got bored, and I like stickers.
Oh, can we run a sticker competition?
Fuck
animate the spirits of the. We'll incorporate the spirits of stickers, like if they have characters or shapes, and we'll animate them and use them in witchcraft.
I had the same idea, but with like enamel pins.
I don't have stickers on mine. Here's mine.
Oh, that's good.
Right. I
We're out of class gallery, man.
roommate here, and
this is just one of mine.
And it's a little spirit. Ah, fuck! I dropped it. Little spirit. Oh, where's my camera? There it is.
It's a little spirit of fire. You can make it a fire spirit. Oh my god!
Yep, it's a freaking Zippo.
I know, but you can use. You know what you could do if you put it. Wait. You know how handy that would be, especially on camping, to have a little spirit of fire with you at all times.
Like yeah,
your fire would always light, even if it's fucking raining.
I wouldn't have to use the bug spray.
But this is
you wouldn't have to use a fucking bug spray either. Yes.
I would change the design because of what it says on it, or just take off what it says and keep the red flame. but I'd make it black, and because it says "Burn it all, made in hell." So I just changed the color of the flame to black. But other than that,
Well, that's where you could put the essential oil extract, or the essential extracts. So this is where you take the planetary herbs and you would mix it with rubbing alcohol in order to get an extraction, right? And so you would mix a couple of drops of that extraction into black enamel. So you could put planetary magic ink into black enamel.
Yep.
Again, rubbing alcohol, dollar store thing, like fucking go for it.
Exactly.
The Eye of Horus, Ra, and Judas Lucifer are both palmistry's markings. Lots of religious symbolism turned out to be this.
That's just reading the same thing from Morningstar on YouTube. That's interesting.
That's a very.
I don't know how to do that.
Yep, there it is.
Hey, that was a nice sigil.
So
I have an idea.
What's that?
That I want to do. If anyone is interested, I'm still writing up the itinerary and trying to get shit together, but I was thinking maybe by midsummer, I was thinking about maybe a canoe/hiking trip down Swanee River for people who want to go and do just different rituals and collect different herbs and shit in the wild.
That'd be cool.
And
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's get dates and see what that would be. Let's see how we can arrange for that, because that would be pretty cool.
Give me a freaking rowboat. Row.
Right.
And it might not be this midsummer, but it might be next midsummer. I'm trying to, because I'm still focusing on putting all of my little bit of money I have to making my business.
Right. Oh, absolutely. One of the things that I think would help with getting donations and things like that set up and squared away is I still need an item list of all the parts you need.
Oh, I need text me or DM me your address, your email address. DM me your email address. So I wrote that up. I just didn't have your email address, so I'll just send it to you in like an hour or so. Okay,
that's cool. And then if you have artist renderings of what that might look like when it was set up.
I don't even have a scanner, or I'm using a Chromebook, my dude.
No, like draw it out on paper. Like if you know a tattoo artist that could design a concept from words, like Mike.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I think I do know someone.
What's wrong? Like Mike? What? Everybody want to be like Mike?
Be like Mike, right? Like Mike.
Like Mike. I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Mike.
Hey, the best hand pose for palmistry development seems to be the fingers stretched back, spread apart until the area near the wrist and percussion flexes. So like spread out and like that.
Holy shit, that looks like chaos.
I'm just laughing my ass off because I'm a natural at palmistry. It's one of the gifts my people have.
That's great. I don't screw with palmistry. I was sitting.
I know, man. It was never one of those things that interested me. So
my next project's the crystal ball that Brian gave me. I'm gonna tackle that baby.
Ooh.
Evocation into crystal spheres. Yay, Enochian magic. Woohoo!
So I've been perfecting something, and I am so happy about it because it's been helping my anger.
What's that?
What I've been doing is connecting a strand of ether from my mind to the driver in front of me's mind, and then commanding them to move over.
Yes.
It's still kind of tiring. I did it like 12 times today, and I'm still kind of wiped.
Smoke a
No.
bowl, you'll be okay.
I am smoking a bowl, damn it. I mean,
Smoke
it's
a bowl,
Delta
dude.
8. It's legal, I
That's my
swear.
answer to everything. Smoke a bowl, you'll feel better.
Ooh,
It's Jeffrey the Giraffe.
And I'm like,
Toys R Us.
Puff the Magic Dragon?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
like, again, we can like
Oh, great! Now I got that song stuck in my head.
paint the sigils and shit onto these and animate them and stuff. Like,
Yes. Puff the Magic Dragon. Yes, right. Yeah.
We need a Spyro the Dragon too.
Ooh,
Oh.
Spyro.
Love
There's a whole.
Spyro.
I
We gotta
love
get a Gex
how
the
all the
Gecko.
stories
You gotta
of
get a
Spyro
Gex the Gecko, man.
Palmistry mounds of you.
Someone's emergency food is crying.
Okay.
no, babies are not emergency food.
Yes, they are.
We are teaching against that. Damn it.
Down.
We're not out to eat your kids.
No,
It's called long pork for a reason.
no.
That's horrible.
I do not support cannibalism against myself. Thank you.
Now I really need to smoke a bowl.
That's a journey. That whole concept was just like, yep, that was a journey. No.
You want to know something fun I did? During Screamageddon last year, and I'm going to be doing it again this year, I did a giant blood sigil, right?
Yeah.
Just for my room. And I got the best scares and could control people. It was amazing. People were being jackasses throughout the house because we can hear people being jackasses throughout the house. I would stop and make 20 push-ups. And they would just get on there. So it was a giant control sigil of my own design.
So you would get people to do push-ups on a control sigil or in position?
In my room, I use the control sigil to, as soon as somebody walks in, they were, I wouldn't say controlled by me, but very persuaded by me.
Okay.
That's interesting. I used to paint around the door frame of various apartments where I was able to do this a couple of times. But it was a dominion spell. So whenever anybody would walk into my place, they wouldn't be able to function magically unless certain conditions of the dominion were met.
Right.
Right. Like
that's not bad.
Their energy would be cut off. The spirits would be denied access to entry. All of these other things in order to keep the space neutral, safe, and clean.
All right, hold on 1 second, gentlemen. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta check your metal.
Congratulations, Blair. That's fucking awesome.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. Blair's our guy up in Alaska. He's been making these really unique compound stone grids, like wands and such like that he's been putting up in the Universal Mastery group. I do believe they are available for sale. So if people want to get like towers of stones to augment their manifestations, Blair has some, and that's part of the stuff that I want to bring down for the vending booths is some of those. You're awesome, man. Keep up the good work and just stay safe when it's the same thing where staying safe. I know you will doing whatever it is that you're doing. So like, just, don't die and don't be evil. Oh shit. Cool. Look at that. Morning Star. You should hit up Blair. Blair, you should figure out, like, get to know each other in the local up in Alaska communities. Like, all y'all witches up there, like, fucking cold, snowy North people, but how fucking cool.
Right?
Mom was E.T.'s side chick.
That's great.
That's that forge is excellent.
Yeah, I want to get him to make me a new altar knife. I need a new altar knife.
Your metal is not melted yet. I did not use a good enough liberal amount of fire, so I use more fire now. It shall melt sooner.
Cool.
For I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm putting them up so.
Ooh, siren mirror.
Anti-magic wands. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Like what? When you hold it, no one can cast at you?
Like, would they just be like staves or staves or wands that you would like put in your windows or on top of your doors or something? Because if it's anti-magic, you wouldn't be able to use it for your magic. At least not. That's what I,
I would like put it on the
understand.
It's called the interference card.
That's like leaving it like magical dead zones.
That's what I was thinking. It's like an EMP for magic.
Yeah.
That would
Or that.
suck. That's like if you really don't like someone and you know their address, that would really, really suck.
Well, then you'd be like, oh, these are pretty stones,
Right.
and then they break down. Wands on public equal.
Well, then they might have, whoever's making these anti-magic things might actually have use for the stones that I use to put the essence into metal.
Okay. How so?
I think I remember the one he's talking
I didn't get
about.
a chance to read all of that.
Right.
How
I know
so?
what one he's talking about.
Because remember what I told you about what I have to do to use the essence of the stones?
Yes.
I literally have to kill them. There's literally nothing left. They're just hunks of rock.
Right.
So you can use that hunk of rock as a way to make a sink, as a way to make it something that is anti-magic.
Because that's interesting.
That's neat. Cool. Thanks for sending the photo, Blair. Screen sharing in just a second. Boom.
Yep. Oh, it's gotten bigger. That
Oh, that's pretty.
is pretty.
Yeah. Like that. And so that's the cool thing about doing stuff like this is because if you're the one that holds it, right? If you're the one that has that energy that you can learn the way that it flows through those objects, it would be by your energy you could stimulate the augmentation of that effect because you could allow the replication of that energy to grow.
Be right back. I'm checking on your metal.
You've got the physical vibration of that object in your hand, so you can project the energy in that way, so you can use it as a training tool also. So if you needed to be able to replicate the energy of magic outside of the constraints of form, if you have a tool like this on hand, you would be able to oomph the energy out, right? Now, here's going to be the with an attached. Yeah, yes, we are. This is fun.
interesting.
The sound is, I love that sound.
Keep it up, Doc. God fucking bless you. This is great.
I didn't even see it.
That ring, just it's pure joy. Like, excellent.
Mm.
Things on my mind right now.
What's that?
Oh no, I was reading the text message. She's great. She is. She's great.
Like, that sound reminds me of just watching the lifesteal fighting of my prince and everybody, all the knights and everything. It was beautiful. And the merch, you know.
Oh damn. Okay.
That's what it is.
So here is the list of what is that one. So Fulgurite, Starlight, Opal, Shiva Lingam, Labradorite, Tumbled Petrified Wood, Bloodstone, Apothecite, Magistone, Lodestone, Mirrorstone, Auralite 23. That stuff is fun. Super 7s are in there. That's great. Moldavite's in there. Tektite's in there. Smoky Quartz, Black Onyx, Black Tourmaline. That's fucking great. Black and red obsidian, Selenite is in there. That is really cool to work with. That's not only going to magnify your own magic immensely, it's going to let you pick and choose from which dimension you pull those dreams from using the Opal and the Auralite 23, the Moldavite and the Tektite. As that shit changes form and it becomes something new, that's like, that's big magic right there, man. That's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. What in the hell is
Who has them?
that's Blair?
Blair.
Yeah,
We
so I want to bring
need
down a couple of those for fair or for the vendor booth, and to you know, it's like, I know the folks around here don't have that much money, but even if that's something to sit on for a while and to just have the vibrations from to study
But
with.
I was also thinking the Crystal Barrier and the Grimoire of Arts along with that.
Right.
Would be.
No.
Don't die, Doc.
What just happened, man?
Everything came crashing down.
My little fucking range top that I've been using for years has finally fell and broke. Oh well, I can fix it.
Well, you conjured the spirit of fire out of what was holding it together into your forge.
Could be. That is, if you don't. I think the spirit of fire and the spirit of heat are two different things. Plus, that's electricity. But luckily for me, I don't truly need it because I can just put my kettle on top of my furnace.
That's good. Just don't melt the bottom of the kettle off.
Right.
I'm not. I just got to be extremely careful.
Yeah.
Luckily, it makes that whistling noise.
So that's the thing, Morningstar, right? Last year we just finished a whole thing on the gematria, right? And like, we're circling back around to get back to that point because Omenstar the Infernal is one of our new students. And so as we go through and learn the planetary systems, we'll break it down not just to the letter of the alphabet, but to the number that represents it. And then we'll get into the compounding of the squares of the astrological forms. Like, if you don't have it already, There's the Magical Encyclopedia of Occult Squares, the Occult Encyclopedia of Magic Squares, is the title, I believe. But it's a fantastic compendium of all 12 aspects of the zodiac, the ruling angels, the elemental squares for each of the planets of influence during those astrological times. The book is about this thick. Astral palmistry. Okay, I will. That sounds fun. I would recommend Dr. Glenn Perry for astropsychology if you want a really good behavioral characteristic to supplement astropalmistry, because that's what I've been basing a lot of my work on, is Glenn Perry's work. So yeah, astropalmistry. Do you have a particular author you would recommend, Morningstar? I'll wait for titles. If you've got any. That way, good reference places to start, you know.
I don't do a lot with books. Damn it.
Hi.
Hello, little one. Hello, little emergency food.
Yeah,
No.
No.
Prince
They're
Thor.
sorcerers in training.
Only Prince.
You're right. Not food, sorcerers in training.
Hey. If worse comes to worse, I'm gonna eat.
Down dog. No.
All right. Let me have my fun, damn it.
Your fault here. You or me.
By the way, speaking of books, I need a list of books because I've really met, I'm not book taught. Everything I've learned was either through family magics, through when I lived with a Mamba, through when I lived with a Mamba, through when I studied Shaolin mysticism with a Shaolin monk, who was over here in the States for about a year and a half. Native American shaman. His name was Walks Between Worlds, and I learned through talking to people, and I do the oral tradition way of learning. So I need to start becoming more book savvy.
Well, see, the thing with books is that they're a record for the people that hid away. They put fake names up so that they would be able to put their information out into the world and keep it from being lost. The people that had broken traditions because there aren't oral traditions. There's a couple of them that still exist, and there's still active membership of things like the Golden Dawn. It still exists. There's the Ramas of Palo, or the various houses of Vodou, and the different connections between the traditions and things like that are unbroken in those ways. And there are some books about it, and there are living traditions. And same with deep aspects of even Orthodox religion, right? They have the different apostolic lineages. They have the different subsects of cults, right? And it's that is almost more viable in some cases than the stuff in the books. Because if you're sitting there reading in the books those long-winded, overblown conjurations, trying to hit every single aspect of every single situation, it's like guys that are ego jerking themselves, trying to figure out the way around the problem of interaction, right? Well, it's how many conditions can you account for in your conjuration in order to make it go, right? Like, by the God of this, by the light of this, by the fires of this, I compel you. Like that sort of shit from the ancient days.
Yeah.
It's taking from that more so and restructuring it alchemically so that it's by this, for this, to do that. Like what we're doing is an
hypothesis, thesis, law.
Right. and trying not to get it to the point where it is law, but it is the reflection of a principle in nature's law.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Everything that science has made law is proven to be a law of nature.
Right.
Gravity, for example.
Right.
But one of the most depressing things that's ever happened to me was I was living with my best friend at the time at his and his mom's house because he was living with his mom. We were still in high school at the time. I couldn't live there anymore because one night, apparently, under the crack of the door, green light and fog started flowing out. And when she looked in, I was emanating the green light and fog. And she said that I was touched by a dark Loa. She wouldn't tell me which one, that it was interested in me, and I had to leave. So I was really depressed about that because I was really interested in learning.
Yeah.
I mean, I got kicked out once because the spirit didn't like me, because it was starting to throw a fit because I was there. But this even worse than it was before I got there, because it was throwing a fit regardless. But the moment I got there, it started manifesting. And so my friends are all like, "Yeah, no, you gotta go." Before you came here, we weren't seeing shit. There was just opening up cabinets, slamming them, and throwing shit out of the cupboards. But the moment you show up, now we're seeing apparitions appear above us in our sleep. You're seeing the exact same thing I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. No, I think we'll see what happens if we make you leave.
Yeah.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I'd do the same.
And
Like, Bob the toilet ghost don't like you. Get the fuck out.
Well,
Actually, in me and my wife's first apartment, the toilet would just randomly flush for no fucking reason, and it was always between 11 and 12:30. And so we just dubbed him Bob the toilet ghost.
Bob the toilet ghost. Bob the toilet ghost. Okay, so we need a sticker for Bob the toilet ghost so we can reconjure Bob the toilet ghost.
Yes.
Put it in a gas station bathroom.
Motherfucker.
What?
I'm almost out of propane in this tank.
Oh no.
No, it's all right. I got a second tank. It's a bitch to set up.
No.
Like the connection piece to the forge, easy. It's just a screw thing. The one to the fucking furnace, you gotta push down, you gotta sit on it, you gotta put all your weight to twist it. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a new valve for this as soon as I
add that to the list of the things that you need in the right spec and measurements.
Yeah. What I want to get is 2 100-gallon propane tanks.
That would be cool.
It'll allow you to run it for
Morningstar says get a wood burner.
I'm planning on making a wood forge.
Well, that's cool.
I just found a place that sells the squirrel cage bellows for cheap. So
that's excellent.
And so I'm going to be making 2 versions. I'm going to make the home version, and then I'm going to make the travel version. Like my gas forge is travel, and seeing as most of the like I can make a lot of fucking coal. I would like some what is it, agonite coal or whatever, but that's not really super important. I have enough to just keep making fucking charcoal and coal for fucking days.
That's cool.
Like my whole yard, I can just randomly pick up big ass chunks and just throw them in a metal barrel that has a hole on it. Throw that metal barrel over on my fire pit and just leave there until it stops smoking.
That's cool. That's
And that's
like,
how you make charcoal.
well, yeah. And last year we had an alchemist on here who was talking about you put a little coffee can with some tinfoil over the top of it, punch some holes in it, and you just take the twigs and you can stick them in, and then you get charcoal that you can write with.
Yep. If you get the really thin ones, like really thin sticks that are relatively straight, and you do that, you can drill a hole in a piece of wood and just stuff it down there with a little bit of adhesive. Like you can make, I use pine tar or pine resin as adhesive at the end. Just tap it down, and you got a wood pencil that doesn't stain your hands.
Oh,
That's cool. So you roll it in pine resin?
Just a tip.
Okay.
Just one of the tips, and then you just slide it in. Just a tip. Go ahead and laugh again.
Hear that, ladies? Just a tip.
So, Blair, please define. What do you mean?
Is that a Warhammer 40K reference? You're a member of the Slaneshi cult, aren't you, Blair? You're a Slanesh worshiper. I can tell. Right.
Yeah,
Pirates is
E6000 is
amazing.
amazing. E6000 is the go-to
Yeah.
for adhesing and fixing and making talismans. The neat thing about it is that it doesn't degrade the energy flow of magic. It's like whatever the shit that they're making that stuff out of, it doesn't degrade the energy that flows through it. So when those things touch, the energy still is there.
That's my stat.
Oh, come on, motherfucker! Let go. Let go.
Okay, so let's signal boost this shit like Ellis. Like what? No, shut up. All right. Where the fuck is it? Universal music. All right.
Bro, shut my door.
I am blacksmith, hear me roar.
Oh, him! Oh, yeah! Fuck yeah! This is cool. Okay, so I've got to find where is StreamYard, pull the window out, share the different window. Yeah, hang on, Blair. You mind if I share this shit?
Yes, I'm totally against it. What?
Oh, June. Oh, wait, yeah. His little, I think I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's the head on a stick.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
No, you're gonna stay there, Leona.
In StreamYard, it is share. So this thing
TV.
this is my servitor dude Jembe. I created him as a guide and a friend and savior of final moments of despair while crossing the abyss, so no souls be won. To those on the oath. No, on the oath of magic and evolution, I would like to ask each of you to help empower him to help create an egregore and give power back to all those who have source and magic in their hearts.
I remember him from the sorcery group. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, it should work for all polarities, and it was meant truly as a friend in the evolutionary process. I thought of lamp, the magic, hoping lamp from the movie Spirited Away because lamp guides the way. Okay. Okay. Fucking cool.
Right?
That's fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. DJMB. Bass. That's why his name is. It's a drum beneath all them. Oh shit. Okay. So the drum, you got that heartbeat thing. So oh man, that's fucking cool. That's really cool. Do djembe. That's fun. All right, so folks, if you want to have some fun, think about this shit like the Ellis sigil, right? Post it. We'll drop a link back to this screen grab so that those that want to in the chat can grab a picture of it. Hey, Blair, do you want it to be tied to the Ellis sigil? Because we could tie it to the Ellis sigil real fucking easy. And we could do like a short community working. Okay. So we are doing, where is first thing? Knows the way. Okay. Awesome. So there is the link to do djembe if you want to print this thing out. I'm going to run the printer real quick if I'm on the right thing. I hopefully. Oh, yeah. Cool. This is the right Wi-Fi for the printer. Otherwise, I would have lost signal. So this will be epic. So we're going to do this. We're going to do.
Stop moving.
Here we save the image as.
I do have to leave. I have to go help with children, so I will catch y'all later.
Alrighty, Alex. You be safe.
Will do.
Have fun. All right, fill page, shrink to fit. All right. And this is why I have printers behind me, in case y'all are wondering why is like, oh my god, his scene and his setting isn't right. It's a bunch of stuff. Well, it's so moments like this can happen. It no souls be won. Now, what's your meaning behind that? It no souls. No soul. I no souls. There can be only one Highlander moment. What? Why would you do that? If you've got it as a guide, do you want it only as a singular, like only useful for you to go as a guide to the abyss, or do you want it to be anybody who conjures this thing? In a spiritually uplifting. Okay, I can't do that. So okay, I like that. I like that. So it's okay. So we print it out. And the neat thing about doing it like this is when you have the image of something, you can do things to its form. Anyone who conjures it. Okay, perfect. I'm going to add it to the Grimoire project. So this will be one of those spirits of craziness. Blair, you mind if I add this to our Grimoire that we're using?
Yay.
It's the spirit of enlightenment. Because this thing is insanity.
Woohoo.
When has been excellent.
Fuck yeah. All right, where did I put the ruler?
Yeah.
On the bag of bones, but not the bag of not the drafting equipment. Oh, where's it go? As it usually is.
Oh,
All right. Now that delay is done.
Sorry, Steve.
All right. Your metal should be heated, hopefully soon.
Excellent. Thank you.
None of us have an accent, do we? Well, go fuck yourself then, Blair. I can do a light flying accent. In fact, I had to do it for 2 months fucking straight when I was working Screamageddon. I straight up, they said the only way I could wear my kilt is if I talk like this. So I'm sitting there like every 5 fucking seconds. Yeah. Yes, yeah. I got two incinerators and a microphone. Come here, lass. Lay on my table. We'll make it hot.
All right.
So none of us have an accent. I have a bro. Fuck ya.
That works. All
I
right.
still love you, Blair. I don't know who the fuck you are, but
Huh.
yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta go find something real quick. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Yeah, I'll be
Who's
right
all
back.
here? It's just me and
You and Mike. Alex had to go take care of his kids.
Doc and Sorcerer.
hello, Doc and Sorcerer. A sorcerer and a doc walk into a bar.
Oh shit, this can't be good.
That's
Just
what the
don't call me
bartender
for
said.
bail money right now, all right? I don't need those phone calls, guys. I am not responsible for your chicanery.
No, but you are responsible for my shenanigans.
I was just kidding.
Right, I'm empowering you to do trouble.
You're teaching us.
Yes.
Man, I can't wait. Screamageddon starts like mid-September, all through October, and like the first week of November.
Okay.
So I get to scare people for like a month and a half.
That's cool.
And I'm in one of the what do you call it? The interactive houses. So I am happy about this. Everyone Screamageddon is awesome. Anybody who's listening who is in the Florida, mainly the like Tampa, St. Pete, Dade City area, come see me. Let me scare you. Let me put you on my incinerator bed. Especially if you don't like tight and close spaces. You're my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ever have done haunt work, it really is an addiction.
Yeah,
No,
I've never done it.
So I'm making the Athame thing I showed you all earlier. That was the template.
Yeah.
And the metals that I'm making, it's copper, brass, silver, and nickel.
Okay.
with jawbones, the jawbone of a boar, the rib of a possum, and the leg of a coyote.
Okay. You want to explain why you picked them 3 bones?
The jaw of the boar is because boars are stubborn and will get their point across no matter what it takes. So it symbolizes that he has the willpower to do what needs to be done. His words will never falter. His truth will always be truth.
Okay.
The possum is a very protective animal. They also know when to back away from conflict, such as playing dead. So because of that, it will grant him, when he does works in good faith and good nature, it will boost that, but it will also give him warning when he is treading too close to a place that he does not want to be.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the leg of the coyote is that if he can't get away by, feigning dead, he can get away by running and putting up smoke screens and trickery. Not to hurt, but to hopefully teach a lesson while something is pursuing him. Also, it gives him an insight to help teach other people. Grandfather Coyote is very, very much about teaching lessons, whether it be through just truth and honesty or through it be trickery and lies. That is Grandfather Coyote. And so because those are in there, each essence represents that.
Okay. Thank you.
Which I think I already described that to you the other day, didn't I?
Yeah. I thought it'd be nice to tell the people that way,
Right. And
they
so,
can learn a
like,
little
the
bit
stuff,
how you make it, what goes into it, why.
right.
Well, I feel bad because I should have asked if he was okay with me telling them why.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
You're fine. The reason, because again, this is going to be stuff that's for the academy usage. Like this is going to be a great example of what I'm going to be able to use for the benefit of others. Like what makes these energies good for people? Why would you use a coyote when every other tradition stays the fuck away from it, right? When they do some shady shit, and it's like I try to avoid doing shady shit. I just know a lot of people who do shady shit.
Are you familiar with how Grandfather Coyote created the earth?
Not specifically, no.
Grandfather Coyote was bored one day walking around this small area of ground, and he came upon 2 black red-eyed ducks. And he said to them, I hear you all are good swimmers. And they go, yes, we are. And I hear you all are the best divers and can dive the deepest. And they're like, there is none who can dive deeper. And he said, well, that's what everybody says, but I've never seen you do it. So if you are the best, prove it. And so what they did is they dove down and they pulled up some earth. A couple little pieces here, a couple little pieces there. And those are the islands. Grandfather Coyote goes, hey, you seem better than your brother. And to prove him wrong, they brought up more. And he said, the person who brings up the most is the winner. And so the ducks, being equal in every way, brought up all the land masses of the earth. And that's how the earth was formed.
Give it up for Grandfather Coyote making all the islands.
Yeah. All of the earth. All of it. Every step of ground you walk on is all thanks to Coyote tricking 2 ducks.
I love it.
Now, there's two incarnations of Grandfather Coyote, and
Okay.
that's the wise teacher and the evil prankster. I can't remember any of the evil prankster stories right now, but if I do, I'll tell you.
Yeah, let's keep those to private chat. Again, I want this stuff to be of benevolent use. So
Hey.
that in the same kind of way that, you know, I love the synchronicity between the symbolism of that, because I can go on about how the academy was built under a model similar to that, getting others to share in the community and the labor to build up a world of education, to build up a world where accessible access points to new technologies and things like that extend forth from the collaboration and the interplay between developments and business. Like,
You're just going to have to remind me every once in a while, because I am of a very strong mindset that sometimes benevolence and malevolence can be the same thing.
how do you figure? There's the doing good
Okay,
for others, and then there's the doing good in the name
there's
of
a story in the Bible. There's a story in the Bible, right? And it's two women having a spat over a baby. So the king thinks of the most, something that no normal person, something only a truly evil person would say. Cut the baby in half, and then you can both have a piece. Now, and he was set to do it. But all the while, he knew they would chicken out. And so the baby was never cut in half. So through his malevolence, the truth came out. The true mother came forward, and the son went with the true mother. And all was good. But that was because this psychotic king was going to go, yeah, cut that baby in half. See what? There's a perfect example right there. Sometimes you got to do bad to get good.
Yeah.
I'll give you one that hits closer to home. Literally close. And this is something that happened to me. All right. I am very open and honest about my past. I do tear up from time to time. So just give me a second and bear with me. One of my mother's boyfriend's friends was not taking me to the park, taking me in the park, if you get my meaning. Well, he ended up getting beaten to death by a passerby. That passerby killed someone. That in itself is evil. But he saved me that day. So he did something evil for something good. All right?
Right.
Oh, look, my fire's burning.
And see, this is the root of it. Right? It's situations like this where the darker spirits of life are protecting. The darker spirits of life, in some cases, are the only thing that protects an individual.
The darkest dark is the brightest light.
Right.
There's a reason that's my motto.
Right. And there's thank you for sharing that, Doc.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
When you come back, we'll you know. But this is not light, fluffy bunny shit. You know, this is when dealing with the darkness doesn't get much darker. When your caregivers are allowing your rape and your violation, and it was only through the benevolence of someone else to end that situation once and for good so that it never happened again. And if that was the way that it happened, Mike, I'm not condoning murder, but fuck. Good to the kitty diddler.
You know, but maybe that guy needed to be put in a controlled environment.
Right, like it, like if there was a better environment for him to have been in, how would
That's how the universe works. You know what I mean? It's called karma. You know, we don't know. He may have done something somewhere else or something to something else that he deserved that. You know what I mean? Probably
Right.
thought.
Dark does not mean void, and the void is within light nor darkness. Even within the darkest text, does it suggest that those without a soul or mind is what truly evil, as we come to understand it. Yeah. Well, if you don't have reason, if you don't have any semblance of self-reason, smallest amount of self-reason, right? Your life is not your own, and you live at the benevolence of others keeping you alive. You know, and that becomes.
I'm back. The metal's almost done.
Welcome back, Doc. Thank you for
Welcome
sharing
back.
that difficult stuff.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, bud.
Listen, I'm of the belief that if I have knowledge to share that'll help the situation, knowledge must be shared.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, and I agree. And the difficult shit, it's the difficult stuff, right? It's like I'm a spectrum kid. By ancestral regulations, I would not be taught magic, or I would have been put to death as a kid, or because of my incontinence and all of these other physical ailments that keep me from going and traveling with the rest of the herd in the community, force me to be stagnant in environments where it's stable and suitable. I would not be able to participate in these kinds of engagements, in these kinds of interactions. So my perspective on dealing with these things, some of it is overtly severe and it doesn't need to be. Some of it is from an understanding that I don't think is articulated enough by what I'm saying, because I'm trying to make it open and accessible enough for anybody who has the able capacity to do certain things. But it's a bitch and a half for me to haul my happy ass into the woods and have to contend with certain issues. Like if I've got bad back pain like I do today, right? Like it's hard to fucking walk, let alone hike.
Preach on that.
Right? It's like I'm lucky that I can bowl once or twice a week, right? And I keep a very low impact. Like I did yard work for the first, like edging on the backyard for the first time this season, and fuck, that hurt.
No, I understand exactly where you're coming. I mean, shit. Look at my trade, right? I have crushed discs and herniated discs and sprains and fractures all throughout my spine, every single part of my spine. My shoulder has been ripped. I need something like lateral ligament surgery or something like that in my shoulder. And my hip is like 0.4 degrees out of place. Plus, who knows what the fuck is wrong with my ankles? So I know exactly where you're coming from. Some days you can't get the fuck up.
Right. And it sucks because, well, what if that's the day of magic? What if the reason I feel shitty is because I'm on the receiving end of all that energy flow? So as it's going fucky up in the heavens, bam, there's a whole bunch of energy coming my way. And it's like, I don't need to be out in it. I'm already in it, and I'm not having the most best of times. You know? And that's a physical response to astral conditioning. Anyway, so the other day, oh, you got something. Yeah.
That's it.
There we go.
Can you see it? Can you see the thing? Or do I need to move it?
Go a little bit back. There you go.
Got
Now
it?
I can see it. Yep, got it.
All right. Man. Getting a little deeper. Now, when I pull it from the mold, it's not going to look super pretty. A lot of filing and stuff I'm going to have to do.
No worries, man. No worries. I appreciate you taking the time to replicate this for me. Like, thank you. Like, you started it at 1 o'clock your time, getting everything ready, and it's almost 1 o'clock my time. So it's that 2 hours of prep, but it's still the same planetary influence. Like, fucking love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is fucking beautiful. And to be able to have a ritual knife that's of these energies, like Mars, Aries, in the hour of Aries, like on a Tuesday, day of Mars, like this is fucking cool.
Now, my question to you, are there any words or anything you would like to say over this mold before I cast?
Over the mold.
Huh?
It's more of over the stuff as it sets in the mold, as it becomes one with its form. Let it become through becoming.
You want to pour? You want to say it during the pouring?
Yes, please, if you can.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck me, and then stuck this.
You okay?
I stepped on my steering nail without realizing it. That burnt.
Are you all right?
All right, then. Here's the metal.
I call forth by fire. Hear me, by the earth, hear me. Spirits of heaven and spirits of earth, come forth as this, to this soul gives birth. Go forth by that which burns. Come forth and present. Spirit of the earth and spirit of metal.
All right.
Be birthed and brought forth.
The pouring is done. Now I just need it to let it cool.
Thank you, Doc.
It's been my pleasure.
That little piece next to it would make a fucking neat talisman.
All right, you can have it if you want. It's your piece.
I'm just saying it would be a neat talisman. It's like it's the same similar kind of like.
I know you can make it whatever. You can tell me what you want it to look like, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're amazing, man. This is very cool. Thank you for sharing your craft.
Well, thank you for enjoying the craft. Is the most important part.
Oh yeah. Like you and the act of doing and the hour of the timing and all of these things as the doing is done. Like this is beautiful.
No, believe me, I guarantee you, people in your chat and your comments on your YouTubes and stuff like that will say, "I'm doing casting wrong." Blah 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 blah. I don't care. I do it my way, and the finished product is pretty. You can be a traditionalist and do it however you want. I don't care. Okay. Okay. I still love you though. Keep Smith and brothers and sisters and sis. What would be the non-divine, the multi-dimensional sex thingy of brother and sister? If you're trying to be LGBTQ friendly, your new language needs work. Still love you though.
The alphabet people, we love you.
Yes, we love you. Don't come after us.
The alphabet
Do not
family,
come
we
after
love
us.
you all.
We know your mob is mighty, but
We love it.
the mightiest mob.
I love it. So that's fucking cool, man. This is big magic today. It's simple and it's profound and it's ancient and it's shared. Like the materials, the metals, the life of these animals that was before they became what they are now. You know, all of this cycle and the reverence of these things it's not lost on me, and I hope that it's not lost on our audience that what we're doing and how we're doing it and what we're going to be able to do for them as this thing grows, right? This becomes a skill set that we can trade on in order to be able to gain the money, in order to be able to develop the businesses that we're trying to build. So that
hold on.
We fund if we offer to the occult communities the ability to get ritual material and regalia made during certain seasons only, so that way you have the opportunity to apply your trade and this opportunity, this gift to those kind of things.
And the thing is, if anybody comes to me through this school, I'll give a discount on my already like low prices, because everything I use is scavenged. I don't go to like big name fucking steel dealers and shit like that unless I absolutely have to. I get everything either donated to me or through scrap. If you donate to me, I give you even more of a discount. If you, like whatever like kind of metal you have, if you bring it to me or mail it to me, not only if you want to use part of it in it, but can give me the rest, I'll give you an even bigger discount. It's like 30% discount on, so it's like 10 for the school and 20 for the metal. And if you want to get in contact with me, what was my business thing on Facebook is like Doc Odenkar's Misfortune Teller Incorporated or something like that. Or you just look me up at Doc Odenkar. DOCODINKAR.
I will drop a link in the chat so that way folks have access. Let's see here, just switching profiles here. Just a second, Doc. I'll get everybody to goodness. So if for custom ritual magic blades, and this is what's fun about our community that we're building, is that the folks that are doing this incredible shit aren't advertising that they're doing this incredible shit. They just do incredible shit. And
Yeah, I'm still kind of hesitant because I feel like I'm a jackass. Like I honestly am just was doing this shit because it was right, and I still feel like I'm a jackass for trying to sell my stuff. But it's perfectly natural to sell my stuff. I just feel weird about it.
Well,
But
and that's what's beautiful about the objections that you have and you work through. You love the trade you do. You love to be able to mix things, mix metals, and bring new spirits into the world using your magic, right?
yep, such as the metal that you and I are working on, which
Right.
I have like I said, we'll talk about that more in private chat. But I've thought of two different names that I'm going to go with.
Okay.
So I'll let you choose which one you think is better, just so I can bounce it off someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because my old lady's like, they're both nice. I like them both. And I'm like, God damn it, woman.
Well, there's two metals, two names. Which one for which?
This is true. This is true.
Oh, and we could run a community poll. Haven't run one of those since like the Academy logo and some other stuff. Is like, get the community to choose which one they want which metal to be made out of, so that this becomes the ratio by which we make things of caliber, so we can base our prices on the material weight of these metals and any type of physical commerce, and boom, we become bankers. No.
We are the Federal Reserve.
No. I'm just going to drop this link here to the Sith meditation that I've been doing.
Sith meditation.
Yeah, why not? Because I'm looking for tracks to play at work, and it's like what could be better than when it's slow? Have the Sith meditations like.
Where'd he go?
He fell in. His phone probably died.
Probably.
But anyway, we've been going on for 2 hours today. All y'all are awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yes. This has been
I hope you all have a super happy and safe day. And I will post pictures of. Well, that's what's cool, Robin. Or Raven, sorry. Doc, welcome back. God, I'm high.
So am I. That's why I kind of hit the wrong one. I feel the same way. I crochet. Oh, crochet. My old lady crochets, and she just gets in this weird zone. It's weird.
How so?
She just blanks. It's her meditative state, yet she swears up and down she doesn't know how to meditate.
Right. Well, because she doesn't consider it meditation, but any task that you do at a repetitive level to the point becomes you lose yourself in it and just become it. That is meditation.
Exactly. And I don't want to explain that to her because her mind overthinks and overworks things and she'll lose that.
Oh, that's a shame. But, and that's what's really cool about trying to figure out a way where you can get paid or get that support to do your metalworking, right?
Yeah.
And so that you can stay in the meditative state longer doing the thing that is your meditation.
Yep. Now, if anybody does use my services, okay, full disclosure, blacksmith, let me finish this. Blacksmith is a catch-all term for anyone who works metal. There are the blacksmith levels go whitesmith, which makes silverware and kitchen cutlery. Brownsmith, which makes tools, which is what I love to do. That's my jam, is making tools. Bladesmiths, which make blades. Armorers, which make armors. which makes armor, so same fucking thing. And farriers, which make horseshoes and like know how to deal with horses and shit like that. Now, a blacksmith, because every smith is a blacksmith. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Except for silver and goldsmith, they fucking, you know what they do. They work with very soft metals. So anything that works with soft metals doesn't count. But anybody that works in hard metals like steel and everything like that, we know we're all jack of all trades, but masters of one. And mine happens to be tool making. But for the longest time, I did do blade making because that's the only thing people freaking want. Come on, people. Okay, Father's Day is coming. Get your dad a nice handmade screwdriver. Do you know how much he will fucking love that? I'm just saying. Anyways, so what I do is when I make people's athames or anything, basically herb choppers to sickles, I will make any kind of ritual thing because technically they count as tools. So I'm still within my wheelhouse. I make them out of different metals, from the least expensive to the most expensive. The least expensive is aluminum. Then there's copper, brass, bronze, silver, steel, steel, silver, gold, platinum. And it's handmade, created, but it's electrum, and soon to be the alloy that he and I are working on, that Brian and I are working on. So, but I do work, like, if you're not part of the sorcery school, I'll still sell to you, but it's going to be a lot more. If you're with the sorcery school, I will work with you with the, like I said, with a discount. If you donate, like, say you want a brass athame and you donate a fuck ton of brass, you're going to get that for at least like 30% off, right? That's 20 plus the 10 for the school. And the thing is I round up in price. So if I say your athame will be $80, it will be $80 because I round up so the tax is already included. So whatever price I say is the price you get. There are no markups. It's like this is the price of that. Shipping, however, well, it depends on where you are in the weight and everything like that. I add in shipping. Sometimes the shipping is free depending on what you get. Anyways, and I will be making just blades like what I did now, just a bunch of mold blades out of different metals during different types of the things, different times of the day and everything like that. But if somebody wants something special, they can contact me and I will video chat them and we will design it together.
Sure.
I will explain, we can discuss what essences to put into the metal. And it's whatever. If you want a special sit-down session, we will discuss the price of the blade during that.
Is there a way to put his links in the chat for people?
Yeah,
Like
and I did
content?
earlier. Let's show that here. It is in the chat, folks. So this is his link. Go
That way
there,
people
click
can get a hold
that.
of him.
What's that?
That way people can get a hold of him.
Yeah,
We can
absolutely.
start fucking out business.
Absolutely. And one of the things is as the situation on my end improves, that will be part of the funnels that we get back up and running, right? Like the business arm of our community is going to be these one-pager websites so that way people can go through the process of understanding, okay, well, what is the specification that you want for this thing? And let's get it made. Right? Like what metal do you want to have it options in? What time of day for that particular casting? Because you need it by a certain date, and then we can work on scheduling these things. And
if they want to like FaceTime me while I'm making it, so they can do a spell and a chant and see me actually put the ritual components into the steel.
Right, like
Well,
you and I
and
did that one night.
Yeah,
Right.
and you got to chant over it, and so this thing is solely going to be yours. Now let's see how much work I'm going to have to do on it. Not as much as I thought. Oh. I am going to have to do some more work than I thought, but this is what it is so far. And there's
Oh,
a
that's cool.
really deep divot right there that I can do one of two things with. I can
Okay.
put a stone in there.
Yeah.
You want a stone in there?
Yeah.
Okay, then what kind of stone do you want?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Just clean up the divot enough to where I could glue a stone into it with some E6000, and I'll see which one of the stones I still have with me on my end, and I'll finish it off here.
All right.
That
And
way,
this is the piece for the amulet you like.
Oh, cool. How thick is that? Oh, that's epic.
About an inch.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's I don't know, I want to say it's about 12, 13 ounces maybe.
Okay.
Which is actually a pretty dense alloy, as I do say so myself.
12 or 13 ounces is delicious for that combination of ingredients. This is I'm looking forward to seeing what it becomes. I'm looking forward to seeing the modifications that occur to it over time. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man.
Not a problem.
It's great. Yeah, folks, get a hold of Doc. Again, here is his Facebook link. I'll repost that again so that people are YouTube link.
I'll try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. Please, please, please forgive me. I am a Luddite. Technology, yeah. I'll use it. Then barely though. But I will get back to every single one of you. I swear, by Hela's holy lights, I swear I will get back to all of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate it. Divine Sorcerer, you got anything else you want to add today?
Nope. Just thank everybody for coming, man. Thanks for hanging out with us and
Thank you.
learning, putting input in.
All right, y'all. Chat with you later. Stay safe.
Deuces.